So, if there is a country that needs more shows on OTT platforms speaking about class division, class separation, upper class, middle class, lower class, if there is a country that needs more shows about it, it is India. So, I would like to start this video first of all addressing the one main question which is being asked when trying to review or speak anything about the show, which is Class, which is streaming on Netflix right now. Go catch it. Was it needed? Did the Indian audience need it? Yes, it did. Because I get it, not all of y'all or not everybody is going to essentially, relate to the topic of studying in a posh private school and having kids come in rich posh cars and having girlfriends and parties and a lot of sexual content and all of that. I get it if you don't relate to it. But I'm sure what you will relate to is feeling this disparity. Suppose you, regardless of which school you went to, if you had that mentality in your school, like rich kids party more, or like they don't invite you to their parties, and you get it, like there's this class separation. I'm sure every school has it, you can't deny it, and if you didn't have it, well, good for you, because I surely did. Anyways, so I think every content is a piece of personal content. Like if someone's watching it, they relate to it. But apart from that, if you relate to it as well, like what I'm talking about right now, like did you ever feel like यार अपन ही क्यों, मतलब like we should also be invited to those parties, and why is it not okay if I'm coming in like an auto rickshaw or like in a cycle, or bare, like just walking and going to the party, or wearing like my normal clothes, like why isn't that approved of? But you can't do that because there's a thing called society, like the peer pressure you feel as a kid, and like somewhere you're not up to the mark and you're not fitting the requirements that is needed of you in that social situation. If you relate to it, and if you have ever been a part of it, you will want to watch Class, which is streaming now on Netflix. It released back on 3rd of February, and I was not planning on watching it. I was not looking forward to it. I'm not going to say I was judging it. I was just not interested, because high school romance, high school drama, all of that, I had moved past from it ever since I gave up on watching 13 Reasons Why. I was like, I'm done with this topic for now. Like, yeah, I'm done. Like, college khatam ho raha hai. Let's move on from all that topic. But the essential USP of Class is that it does not stick to the high school drama. And it is important that I put across this point if you are clicking on this video to know if you should watch it or not, because I'm guessing you just opened Netflix and you saw Class and you were like, dekhu ya na dekhu, and you came to this review video. So yeah, I mean, पहली बात तो मर्डर होता है, देर इज क्राइम थ्रिलर पार्ट्स इन इट, and the entire series is about this murder takes place, like the opening shot, a murder takes place, the police is there is prime suspect on the scene, like has he done the murder, has he not done the murder, he's not denying of his charges as well. That is shown in the first very pilot shot of the series, so that grabs your attention, like what is going on, like any other crime thriller. But is it just that? No, it's not, because slowly moving on, there are like funny part though, if you were still having second thoughts on this, there are 11 main characters of this show. 11, like that's a lot, and to write all of these characters so distinctly with such good dialogues and such great presence on screen, like you will at least relate to one. I mean, come on, 11 shots, you have to like hit one at one point. There are various topics that are being talked about. I mean, there's LGBTQ representation, there is the overall class representation, the Dalit class representation, the feminism, misogynism, overall, like rich men sitting on their thrones looking down upon people, thinking like they are greater than thou, and just judging people, thinking they can make rules and judge and whatnot. But at the end of the day, the throne that was put on top was put by the people on whom they are sitting on top of right now, on in today's date. So yeah, I mean, it infuriates you at one point. You are angry. You want to ask like, why are they like this? Like, just not for the series, but even in real life, I'm sure you have come across people as that, and you are going to be so pissed. You're going to question everyone like, why? You will be constantly pushed forward to question why does this happen. And I think that is the greatest motive a writer can put across through a story. So that is for sure, like, that engages the audience at once. There is a gaudiness to this. It is the perfect mixture of euphoria, but at the same time make it Hindi cinema, like, um, it's flashy looks, makeup, rich kids, rich girls talking, bashing middle class kids, and being like, oh, but you are going to feel like, oh, I want to be a part of this group, but at the same time you're going to be like, what are these people, like, what do they think about themselves? That is the beauty of Class. Also, to give a gist, is like I said, a murder takes place, there is a prime suspect, and essentially there are three kids who get into this private school. Now, how do they get into this private school? Their own school, which is a public government school, gets burnt down, and the builders of the property builders of that school, Ahuja developers or the Ahuja group, they decide to compensate to those families by putting three of those students to the private school. Now, these three kids are of three different types. There's Dheeraj, Sabha, and Balli. If you know, Balli is a fan favorite. Like, there were so many memes about him, and I absolutely love him. He was so fun. He was the fun element, and by fun I mean fun. He was upfront. He was so cool. Dheeraj is the trying to fit in, trying to do his job, also very innocent at times, but also kind of very pissed at how the dynamics are playing out throughout the series. Sabha is the good girl, like the topper, good girl of the class, doing well, studying well, trying to accomplish something through what she is, not because of the money her parents own. And these are three of the, like, you will relate to either of these three characters, and if not, then there are more. There are, like I said, in total 11 characters, and 3 aside from this, there are so many other characters. Like I said, there's homophobia, which has been represented so beautifully in the story. Like, I would totally understand, like, especially it is placed in a city like Delhi, which is like the capital of our state. And when you actually sit and watch and you think like, oh my god, if this is happening in the capital of my country, imagine what are the other schools of other states of this country going through. So yeah, that's the gist. And I was so happy, like, I had to think about the show for quite some time, because there are two sides to every coin. Even with the reservation, there's this line which this character makes, like, I'm so tired and sick of reservation, man. Like, she makes that dialogue, and I cannot lie, like, I have been on either of the sides. I've been like, oh, but why does reservation exist? And then I've been like, oh, but it needs to exist, because like, there is so much disparity, and there are such good representations of both sides of the coin. I think you would really enjoy this. Also, 9 or 8 episodes in total, so you can sit down and binge watch it. Not that difficult, but if you want to watch it throughout, like, oh, take your time, watch it, enjoy, like, it's fine, do your thing. It has been rated around 6.2 on 10 by IMDb. I would rate it a solid 7.8, and the marks that have been cut is because of a little bit of, I don't know, confusion towards the end. But again, like, I totally understand why there would be confusion towards the end, because season 2 is coming, so check that out. And yeah, if you want to watch, please go watch. It's a nice series. I would totally suggest it. Like, go watch it, you're going to have fun. Like, you can invest like a weekend or like just a Saturday or a Sunday on it. It'll be fun. And tell me who is your favorite character, and tell me what were some of your favorite dialogues, and what are the themes you related to with the most. And if you have already watched it, also let me know if you agreed or not. And I'll be back with another video soon, hopefully. Let's see. So thank you for sitting in and watching. Bye.